I wanted to share some things that I've been learning about copyrighted photos and images that we've been using in our work, and it kind of seems to be a hot topic right now. There's a lot of information out there that is somewhat confusing, but I thought I would at least give you some websites and things that I've been learning. And I'm going to link all these websites that I go to below so that you can refer to them. So the first one I came across was this US Works Pass into the public domain, and it's unc.edu, and it has this chart that you may have seen before. So basically the most helpful part of this for me was that finding out that the date of work, if it was published before 1923, it's now in the public domain. You can check this out for yourself and find out a little bit of information about the images that we use. Okay, so the first feature I'm going to tell you about that has been really helpful to me is to go into Google Images. So if you go to the Google website, over here you're going to find Images. And it has this drag and drop feature. So let me just show you. I'm going to go to the Graphics Fairy since a lot of us are familiar with that website. And for the most part, what you find on the Graphics Fairy are public domain images that we would be free to use and make creations with, and they would be. But it's always a good idea to double check, and even the Graphics Fairy itself will tell you this. Okay, let's say you wanted to use this vintage telephone. It's time to load. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So, old-fashioned telephone image. I'm using the mouse on my laptop, but you could use however you mouse these days if you have a tablet or a PC. So, here I am dropping the image here. So it looks like it's a pretty widely used image, since this is a website that a lot of us use, and of course you can get some really wonderful images if you do a search. So this just happened to pop up in the feed when I went to Pinterest. It's called the Watching Eye, and a lot of times Pinterest will have some helpful information right on their page. So you find out that this is a free public domain image, Watching Eye. It gives you the source, the Graphics Fairy. It's a free public domain image. This one was scanned from an antique circa 1828 printer's book. So if you wanted to find out more, like for instance, if you go in here and you find something and you don't find a lot of information on Pinterest itself, you can visit the site where it was pinned from. Okay, so this one would be safe to use in a look for is angel policies. So if it's a company that sells either original or reproduced work, and this is a rubber stamp company that I had found out about, I don't know, in the last couple of weeks. They sell a lot. So as I started to look at these and thought, okay, so if I buy one of these sheets, am I allowed to then stamp? And let's say I wanted to post an altar domino with one of these stamps on Etsy and sell it. I'm going to look around the site to see if they have their policy posted, and usually they do. Then it gives you a little information about what an angel company is, and usually it means you can sell something handmade with their product. What's allowed under the angel policy: you may sell any handmade crafts using an image that the company owns or sells. This means that you may create artwork for sale using my molds or rubber stamps such as clay cabs, jewelry, rubber stamped cards, and other handcrafted items. These finished crafts you can sell freely, including in places such as online, eBay, Etsy stores, or craft fairs. Then she tells you what's not allowed. So some of the things that are not allowed would be to copyright law to duplicate the product you're using, such as using a rubber stamped image to create a new rubber stamp. So she basically is saying not to make your own rubber stamp from that from her stamp and sell it as a stamp. And she also sells molds on here, so you wouldn't be able to cast a new mold and then sell that mold as your own. So that's a little bit about angel policies. I wanted to show you a couple of other websites that I've been finding images from. So Free Vintage Digi Stamps is another one. So this is set up a lot like the Graphics Fairy. It's a little bit smaller. It doesn't have as many images, but still has a lot of really cool ones. And this is a woman who runs this website. Her name is Pamela, and you can subscribe by email. She does have a little spot where you can search the blog, so if you wanted to see how many, this has all these mermaid photos, so you could see how many mermaids she has on here. And then she has kind of a table of contents over here, so you can look for specific things. And for the most part, on this website, I have found her images to be in the public domain. So again, if you're unsure, you could always try the drag and drop on Google to get as much information about the image as possible. Usually what ends up happening, if I have an image I'm unsure about and I do use the Google Images drag and drop, and I can't find out for sure if it's in the public domain or not, I would avoid using that unless it's just for myself, like if it's going to go in an art journal and I never plan on selling it. Vintage Images site I came across was through Artzology here on YouTube. Her name is Deb. She runs a free printable images website. Now she says in here, she has a whole section on copyright. And she does talk about in here that many of the images here are in the public domain, many others are not. So she says here, we do not guarantee that all the vintage images and artworks are in the public domain. If you are using these artworks for commercial purposes, please do your own research to determine the rights associated with each piece. So she's basically telling you, research the background of that photo that you want to use. And I'll go into one that I had searched on the other day, Vintage Fairy Tales. So let's just click on this very first one here that comes up, and I'm going to try the Google Images search. Okay, so once you get to this page, remember that it's got that little drop down menu. So I'm going to drag it and see if there's anything I can find out about this image. Okay, so it's from the Frog Prince. So Wikipedia will give you some background information about the Frog Prince. It's by the Brothers Grimm. Here's all the visually similar images that you can find. Okay, so the first website to come up after Wikipedia is Gutenberg.org, The Frog Prince and Other Stories. It says it's by Anonymous. And in this case it says this ebook is for the use of anyone, anywhere, at no cost and with almost no restrictions. You may copy it, give it away, or reuse it under the terms of the Project Gutenberg license included with this ebook or online. Some paid sites that you may have already heard of. So Dover Publications is one that we talk a lot about on YouTube. They sell actual print books, they sell digital images that you can download and then print. If you go over to their website and you haven't signed up for their email list yet, you get 3 free images, and I'm on their email list and they usually will send you free images each week. And then on this one, if you sign up as a member, and I don't remember the cost, but let's say you sign up as a paying member and you wanted to do something with angels. So I'm just going to click on angels. And let's say you wanted to look in vintage Christmas cards. So here they have 204 royalty-free images with 48 image sheets. If you wanted to buy the whole collection, it's $15.99, and then you'd be able to print those out and use them freely and sell things with them, with the images on them. And then it also gives you the option to just buy one sheet, so you can look through the entire collection, and if there's one sheet that you like, you could get just the one. So here's the first one that pops up, and it has this little zoom feature so you can get a better look at the images. And then you would just go ahead and put it in your cart, and you can check out online. And usually I have found with these collections that it's 99 cents per page. Okay, so, and then Shannon Green had posted a video a week or two ago about graphics.com, and I wanted to show you this website. So I did sign up for this one, and this one has, it'll tell you right here, it has over 13 million images. And once you sign up for their images, you can search throughout the website. They have all kinds of stuff. They have vintage stuff, they have photographs, they have a lot of things that are made for advertising and stuff like that, but they also have some artistic stuff that we would definitely use. And they also have something that you can download on here once you become a member that gives you permission. So you have something in black and white that you could present as showing that you have permission to use these images. So a website that's really similar to Graphic.stock is Shutterstock. So I'll just take you to that one real quickly. And this is another paid site, so they have different payment plans. Okay, and since I've been to this website before and I did sign up for their email list, but I haven't become an actual paid member, it says I'm currently using a free browse account. So if you wanted to do 2 downloads, it's starting at $29. This one's pretty hefty. It's $199 a month, and you could download up to 25 images each day. I went over the whole list that I was looking at, and if you have any questions, if I left anything out, I did try to include as much as I could here, just to give you an idea. And then if you have any helpful information about copywriting, anything that you've learned yourself, I would love to hear it. So I hope this has been helpful. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.